Hello and welcome to episode 40 of the Factor 50 Football Podcast with me, Michael Grantham. Listener, before we get started, because I always forget, do us one very small favour, please, and go to our YouTube, which is Factor 50 Football. Hit, subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Turn your notifications on, because that way you get instant updates when we release a new episode. And also, if you do follow us on there, you'll see we started doing hilarious short form content as well. Snackable content, as Farrell likes to call it. And we are hilarious. So please make sure you're subscribed on there and following us on social media to see all of that hilarious stuff. That's the only beg I've got this week. So we'll move on from that. With me as ever to discuss, unfortunately, the World Cup is Adam Farrell. How are you doing, mate?
Hello. How am I doing? It's a good question, mate. I don't know. I've been through the mill a bit over the last few days. I think, like most England fans, it's been a tough old few days.
Yeah, it's not been great. Great.
And you've been on holiday as well, haven't you? So you've been having to deal with all of this whilst being on holiday.
Yeah, I watched the game like on holiday, surrounded by thousands of passionate English fans, and then it was all like, I've never seen a room empty quicker. It was just, a bit of a buzzkill. It was like, we're on holiday, everyone's drinking, and we're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna get to the final, and then we lost in the last 5 minutes. And it's like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen.
I am jealous of you though, because I didn't watch any England game, like surrounded by people. I watched them all at home. So how was that, like being surrounded by hundreds of people, I guess?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was nice. Like, obviously, we were at Butlins, so it wasn't exactly like Ibiza, but so there were lots of families.
Lots of men drinking, carling, and you fit right in.
Exactly. Sat in the corner. No, there was a lot of very tired children who you could tell did not want to be there and had absolutely no interest whatsoever in football. But there were a lot of, obviously, dads supporting and mums supporting England with the flags and the hats and the face paint and all that shit. But the atmosphere was great. Like when we scored, like everyone was on their feet cheering, and there was actually as big a cheer for that Jed Spence tackle in the second half as there was for the goal. But yeah, I haven't actually been in a room with that many people watching football for ages, so it was quite nice to do that. But just a shame about the outcome, really.
Yeah, it was a shame about the outcome. It was really.
I've got a bigger, more important question to ask you, Farrell, and you know what I'm going to ask you.
I know what's coming.
How on earth was your bread making class that you go to on a Saturday night?
To give some context to the listener, so.
Right.
So I was round a friend's house, and this had been booked in for some time, and we'd been there a few weeks before, and he made some delicious sourdough for us. Some sourdough.
Which friend is this?
So there's a guy called Keith who's.
I don't know. Okay.
It's going to make it sound even worse, but he's an allotment friend because I own an allotment, and he owns the allotment.
Of course he is.
Yeah. He's coming to the wedding. You can meet him there.
Okay. It'll be fun to chat to.
He's a very lovely man. Leave him alone. Very lovely man. So we said, this sourdough is so delicious, Keith. We would love to learn how to make some of this sourdough. And he said, well, come on over. Let's do a sourdough making pie. So tonight was the night of our sourdough making. So we went to his house, but it was running over. It was running a bit late. So I had to text Mike and say, I'm not sure I'm going to make the recording. I'm still at my bread making party. And of course, as you would expect, I got a bit of abuse for that as well. But yeah, I mean, the sourdough still isn't baked yet. We'll bake it tomorrow. I'll let you know next week how it
I can't wait. We need to know.
Yeah. The fans need to know what this is like. Fucking hell. Anyway.
There we go.
Shall we get into the horrific experience of England versus Argentina?
I suppose we have to, don't we, really?
I don't want to break down the game so much. To be honest, I've been dreading this episode because I just don't want to relive it. I haven't watched any highlights. I don't want
me
to
neither.
see it ever again. But I guess we've got an obligation to for our 5 listeners. So,
rather than talking about the events of the game, how did you feel at full time? about this game and then summarise our World Cup, England's World Cup, as a whole getting to the semi-finals?
I'll give you a bit of a breakdown how I felt at the end of this game and also the few days afterwards and how the feelings have changed and give an overall summary. So at the end of the game, I just lied back on the sofa, head in hands, and just
And cried.
silent. I was very close to crying, but I didn't cry.
Okay.
I was just head in hands, and I was probably silent for about 5 minutes. And Ali, my partner, was in the room at the time, and she had been messaging her friend, and she sent a message to her friend saying, "When can I speak? He's been quiet for ages."
What do I say?
Yeah. And it was so horrific, that overwhelming feeling. I guess what made it worse was that it just felt like it was coming. It just felt like it was coming, and the hope is like, can we see it through? We just couldn't. So it was really, really difficult after that. The next day, I felt like I was, at some moments I was okay at like cutting it out and going, right, it's happened, just move on, get on with my day. And then like I'd see like an occasional England flag on the back of a van outside a house, and it would just all come flooding back. And then I got really angry on the second. And I went down, and I'm not a big man on social media, as you might know, Mike. But I went down a bit of a Instagram rabbit hole of like watching all of the clips on there and seeing
interviews and stuff.
Interviews from Tuchel, interviews from Kane, seeing the fact that maybe Spence had been fouled by Messi in the lead up to the winning goal, where Messi stamps on Spence's foot. I was like getting fuming about that. I was getting
Cheating
angry
bastard.
about Tuchel and the defensive substitutions. I was in a bit of a, like fuming.
Sounds like you're basically just going through the 5 stages of grief, aren't you?
Basically was, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's step 2, isn't it?
Basically was. And then today I'm a little bit more mellow, a little bit more chilled out. Still with a huge amount of disappointment, but yeah, not as angry as I was yesterday. What about you?
Well, this is where being on holiday was very useful, because as soon as the game was done, obviously, like, I'm still on holiday, which is quite nice. And actually, I went out because the boys were going to bed. While I was out, they woke up and did not go back to bed the entire time. So I basically just abandoned my family to go and watch the game with loads of other people. Unintentionally, but they were awake the whole time. So as soon as I got back, the boys were both awake and need to go to bed. So it was actually very easy to kind of put it to one side, not forget about it, but had shit to do. And then the next day, obviously, we're on holiday and we're doing loads of fun activities with the boys. So it was easier to forget about it. But at the last 5 minutes or so of the game, and then immediately afterwards, when I'm walking back to our hotel room, I was just like, it felt inevitable. Just kind of felt a bit hopeless. Like we'd literally just gone, well, there's the place in the final. You have it. Like, we don't want it. Yeah. We're not really that bothered about it, because it wasn't just back to the wall defending, dig deep, whatever. It was just like surrendering, really. Like I think I made a note to talk about this later on, but it feels like a good time to mention it. Their winning goal, that's the sort of goal that you put all those defenders on to stop, because your crosses come into the box and strikers don't get space to win headers. And Martinez had like 3 or 4 yards either side of him, and he's just completely unmarked 6 yards, and he scores it's a good header, but it's a pretty straightforward finish. So all round, we were just a bit shit. We just gave the game up, really. So yeah, that felt very deflating and stuff. I am more now thinking towards domestic football and about transfers and all that stuff. Even the final, I probably will watch it, but I'm not that bothered. I don't even care about the World Cup. It's not really important, is it? You know?
Absolute waste of time. Do you know what another thing, which I think a lot of England fans will agree with me on, and it happens every 4 years, but you ask yourself the same question: are we going to win it in our lifetime?
Yeah.
That's the question you always ask yourself. And it felt like we've been getting closer. We're going to back to Euro finals. We got to the semi-final. We're winning 1-0, 85 minutes.
Yeah.
Kane's in the form of his life. Bellingham's tearing down defenses. I genuinely, coming into the game, I genuinely was really confident. Not think we're going to batter them. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Knowing it's going to be a difficult game. But yeah, that the deflation of that realization that we're out again. Kane's going to be 36 for the next World Cup. I don't think.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like we're ever going to win it.
I actually remember saying to Bev after the boys had gone to bed, like, I asked her that question, do you think England will win it? She doesn't give a shit about football. I was just venting, and she just puts up with it. And my argument was, it's not a lack of quality. It's not like we don't have teams who are good enough to win the World Cup. Yes, other teams are also world class and have lots of world class players, but so do we. And it's not just this generation; it's previous generations. And you think of all the amazing players we've had. If they can't do it and get past like this final hurdle or semi-final hurdle, then I'm not saying we'll never win it in our lifetimes, but it's hard to see how we get over it. I feel like it's something to do with being the British. We love underdog stories, and it like that British mentality of being or English mentality of being the underdog is like it's holding us back, because it's almost like, oh, we're not the underdog anymore. We're the protagonist here. We're 1-0 up. There's 5 minutes left. Just go and be professional. See the game out. Done.
That's interesting you say that.
We just don't have it.
Because Tuchel's comments basically suggest the same thing. He's saying, I'm not sure it's in our DNA.
Yeah.
And I was about to ask you that question. Do you think he's right?
Yeah, a little bit. Because it's not quality. It's not what I think, to a man, if you compare those two squads, we're better than Argentina. We know going into that game exactly what we need to do to win it. And we did some of it very well. Like, don't get drawn into the niggly kicking shit housing that Argentina do. We did that well. Don't let Messi run the game. We did not do that very well. Press home our advantage when you get it. We did not do that very well. But for 55 minutes, we did pretty well. And then we changed everything and sort of basically waved a white flag and said, we'll see in 4 years. Which is,
I agree.
annoying and sad. Like it's just sad.
It is sad. I felt like we played actually really well. It was very cagey. It was 50-50. We get our nose in front. It's exactly how we sort of anticipated the game going. And then obviously the inevitable happened. Lots of comments have been made about it. But I do think we should have to ask the questions about Tuchel, talk a little bit about him. I know it's been discussed a lot over the last few days. For me, yes, he made defensive substitutions, but we were already going defensive after we scored the goal. So between
as soon as we scored the goal,
there's still like, was it 15, 20 minutes between when we score and he makes the first substitution?
So I thought in my head, like we scored the goal, 55 minutes. And in my head, immediately Konza comes on and we go really defensive. But that's not what happened. It was 70, I wrote it down somewhere, 72 minutes when Konza came on. So 17 minutes after we score is when we make the changes and we go to a back five. And so there's 17 minutes of football where I'm thinking we're playing a back five already, and we're not. We've just sat off and started defending. And that's not because that was before the second hydration ad break. So it's not an instruction from Tuchel. He's not got them together and said, right, now we defend. That's just the players on the pitch. It's kind of happened, not subconsciously, but it's kind of just happened naturally, hasn't it? We've just got into our shell and then dropped deeper and deeper. Then the manager makes a defensive change, which probably subconsciously makes them think, oh, he wants us to defend because he's just taken off the goal scorer for a centre-back. And it just gets worse and worse. And the one thing that I was absolutely sure on, when they scored in the 85th minute, like I was sure they were going to win it, not in extra time, like in the 90 minutes. Like as soon as they got the equaliser, I was like, we're not hanging on for, 5 minutes plus stoppage time.
No. Yeah.
It just felt like that was inevitable. That was always going to happen, and
Yeah.
it did. And if it went to extra time, I don't think that would have helped us either, to be honest. I
Oh
don't think
no,
we'd have got very far.
we were done for, absolutely done for.
Yeah,
My niece, bless her, she messaged me actually after the Spence tackle because I got, probably rightly so, I got a lot of comments from the video that went out saying I don't think Spence should have gone to the World Cup after he made that amazing tackle, and I got up and I screamed for that as well. But she messaged me
great
then
tackle.
saying, "Oh, what an amazing tackle! Do you still like Spence?" And obviously said, "Yeah, I've always liked him, always rated him."
Always rate him. Yep.
Um,
Don't watch the old episodes. No one else
but
does.
then probably 5-10 minutes later, I was like, "Oh, this is not looking good." I messaged her and she said, "Stay positive." And the inevitable happens, and bless her, she ends up
Yeah.
crying at the end of the game and all
Oh.
sorts. What has been interesting? Do you think the flack that Tuchel's come under for this game and us going out in the semi-finals has been fair? And did you see it coming?
Definitely saw it coming, because football is literally like you win, you're great, you lose, you're shit. So as soon as the way the game went and the fact we lost, as in the way we played to end up losing the game and giving the lead away, I definitely would have expected this much media backlash and fan backlash and stuff. What was the other part of the question? Did I see it? Not did I see it coming?
Do you think it was fair?
Fair. A little
Because there's
bit,
been a lot
because
of it.
part of the uh, thinking behind bringing him in was he is not like Gareth Southgate. He's going to attack and be, you know, more cavalier in the way he sets the team up. We've seen it in bits and pieces, but I wouldn't say we've really seen that at all for a full 90 minutes. I think we were to some extent against Croatia, but again, they weren't very good and they were quite open. And we were against Mexico for part of that game. A large part of that, though, was just Jude Bellingham killing it and being brilliant. I'm not sure the good passages of our play have been down to Tuchel saying go and attack, and like that's how we're set up. I think it has been quite defensive. The state of the Mexico game meant that we needed to go defensive because we're down to 10 men and there's like whatever there was ages left. That's not the same in this game, and Argentina, they're better going forwards than they are defending. I think going 1-0 up, like you have such a great chance to just kill them on a counter attack, and that we never look like trying it. So I think the criticism is fair. I wouldn't sack him. Would you sack him or would you stick with him?
No, I would stick with him. I don't remember a manager being battered as much in the media as what Tuchel has been over the last couple of days. I think we should definitely keep him. One thing we've definitely learned, I hope Tuchel has learned, is exactly what you're saying there. If England go out of a World Cup, so be it, but go out throwing the kitchen sink at it. That's what we need to do. And I
Take the
understand
handbrake off.
it's fine lines in football. If, like I said, if we get across the line and we hang on for another 10 minutes, we win the game, we're through to the World Cup final. He's done it again. Genius defending,
Yeah.
genius substitutions. But I do think it's that needs to change. And what has been interesting as well, which I saw on BBC Sport, but there's been reports of players in the squad being surprised and disappointed with Tuchel's substitutions during that game, which I think is odd that those stories are coming out when the squad are still out there, and we're recording this on Saturday night when in just over an hour's time, England are playing a third place playoff. So the players haven't waited to say something here to be away from the squad. There's murmurs coming out already, which is not good. I'm not saying that. Well, I guess what I'm saying from that is I think that's really poor form on the players.
Yeah, you don't want anything like that coming out mid-tournament. I know it feels like the tournament's over. It's not. We're still there. We've still got a game to play in an hour or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you want the players and the manager all on the same side. But I can, if they are frustrated, I can kind of understand it. Just keep it private, as I say.
Yeah, I can't believe Saka didn't get on the pitch. And Just so
Apparently that was tactical. Did you hear that? Apparently he said that was a tactical decision, not a fitness thing, which is bizarre. If that is true, I read that on social media. It could be a lie. I don't know, but
wow, that is
apparently
outrageous.
that was one of his
That's
answers to a
outrageous.
question. Yeah,
That's outrageous if that is true. I mean, well, obviously, we're recording this on Saturday. It's now 9:15. England play at 10, so the lineups have just been announced. And
I just saw that. Yeah.
Bukayo Saka does start for
Oh
England.
my! See, are you fucking kidding me?
No,
Really?
yeah, Bukayo Saka
Why?
starts. No, Mainu starting. Ivan Toney
Right.
starts up front. Declan Rice starts, which I think is
Oh my
crazy.
Jesus fucking Christ! Are you kidding? Is he
Absolutely.
just trying to wind up Arsenal fans? Rice, Eza, Rogers, Rashford, Tony, Saka. Fuck me. What a joke. I'm sorry, that is absolute insanity. It's a dead rubber that everyone asked about it has said they don't care.
Yeah.
Players, managers, no one cares. They said we have to be professional, we're out here, do a job, blah, blah, blah. No one gives a shit. The players don't care. No one wants to be there. And you're playing two players, and I'm sure there's others as well, who are like battling horrendous injury, either coming back from injuries or playing through terrible pain. And he's starting both of them.
I think it's just.
I've changed my mind. Sack him.
I just think it's mad that the Saka situation, if he didn't bring him on because he's tactical, I think that's bullshit. He wouldn't have brought him on because he's fitness, and then he starts him in this game. It's insane.
That
And
is bizarre.
Rice, who's just not been right, start him in this game again. It's a bit.
Starting to hear the thing that is a red flag is like you hear contradictory things, like players saying one thing, managers saying another thing, different things, contradictory things again reported. Like the Saka thing, for example. Like if he is fit, you have to play him against Argentina. Why would you not play him? Like, oh yeah, it's tactical. Tactical leaving one of our best players on the bench when we haven't really got another option anywhere near that level. That's dumb. That is dumb. Great. If Saka's not injured, fantastic because of this. But if you're listening to this, I shouldn't do that really. I'm pointing to my Arsenal shirt. If Saka's not injured, fantastic. But you have to play him against Argentina. Morgan Rogers is a very, very good player. And he did all right in the first half, I thought, against Argentina. He's not at Saka's level at all. Even a 90% fit Saka. And then you start him against France in a game that doesn't matter. Piss take.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you the bit that frustrated me most about the game against Argentina?
What's that?
From a tactical sense of what we did was when, and this has been spoken about to death, so I'm sure everyone's heard this already, but when Messi moved out to the right-hand side and we've got Spence and he brings on O'Reilly into that midfield, how do we not learn, and this isn't a Tuchel thing, this is a players thing, how do we not learn to put someone on Messi or get tighter to Messi? It was insane. Like the short corner routine that they did like 3 or 4 times. Messi passes it, gets it back.
15 yards of space.
It's phenomenally insane how that happened. I remember watching it going, how is this going on?
Well, two or three of the crosses that he put in from the right were like completely not like under no pressure whatsoever. What do you expect is going to happen? Like he's the greatest player, arguably, who's ever lived, and I actually think it's not arguable. I think he is, and you're giving him 10, 15 yards of space to put a cross in when you're trying to defend. Like you have to press the ball under normal circumstances or close the ball down when they're that close to your goal and able to put a cross in. Yeah, it is. I agree with you. It's a player. It's an intuition thing when you're on the pitch. Like you've got to read that, and somebody's got to, whether it's a communication, you're shouting at the man next to you, go and press him or whatever. But that was not good. The amount of space he was getting in the last 15 minutes was just as one of the big flashing red warning signs. Probably one of the reasons the winning goal felt inevitable. Really,
you can't even complain tiredness. O'Reilly was not long on the pitch. Like,
yeah,
madness. What did you think about the Argentina shithousery during this game.
Oh, I fucking hate them. They're very good at it. I'll give them that. I really don't like the pleading with the referee, the like stamping on toes and shoving about. And like there was a bit really early on. What's his face? Diego Simeone's son. I can't remember his first name. Simeone. Surprise, surprise. Diego Simeone's son is a wanker. Who knew? I don't know where he gets that from, but he was jogging past Pickford or something, and he pushes Pickford, who sort of just waves him off, and he's just like thrown on the floor like he's been shot from the back row. I mean, England did well at not rising to it too much, but I would be slapping that prick in the face. My God. And actually, I think Bellingham did slap somebody, didn't he, at the final whistle?
He slapped Barco, yeah, because Barco came on, and when Argentina equalised, Barco was a substitute, came on, ran past his own team, and
ran on the pitch,
to the England team, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not celebration police. Celebrate as much as you like. I don't care. But if you do choose to do that, you've got to expect something back, right? Somebody's going to kick off at you. So
there's the bit I really hated it. Like
it's not nice when you're on the end of it, is it?
So dirty and playing every trick in the book, and it just, when you watch it, it's so infuriating. But maybe we need to do more of that ourselves. Like, are we too polite?
A little bit, probably. We need a bit more bite, a bit more shithousing, I guess. Yeah. I suppose we didn't do much of it, do we? Who have we got who's kind of... I mean, Harry Kane is good at befriending the ref and being like, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, ref, come on, give us a call here. But that doesn't really work in international tournaments. That was more of a Premier League thing. Who else have we got? I mean, Bellingham did well at kind of keeping his cool, and Elliot Anderson did as well, because they both got kicked about 5 times in the first half. I just feel like somebody will do that for England and they just get booked instantly. Like Anderson was the first player to get booked. He got fouled like 4 times in the first 20 minutes, and then he's the one to get the first yellow. Yeah, it does feel a bit. So I agree with you. Like, yes, let's do more of that, but then you do it, and it's like, oh, we're booked instantly. Like, I don't know how. It feels like some teams can do it and kind of get away with it. A little bit like, and I'll probably piss people off with this, a little bit like Newcastle at home in the Premier League. They could, like Bruno and Joe Linton and who's the midfielder? Tonali, although he's not there anymore. They could just boo people at St James's Park, and it's kind of like allowed. It's like, oh, we'll give him one. It's Joe Linton. Move on.
Bruno might be an Arsenal player.
It felt like that. He might be, and he is like, if he signs for Arsenal, great. He's a shithouse, and if he becomes your shithouse, lovely, brilliant. It's a bit like we signed Jorginho. He's a massive shithead, but he becomes your shithead. And it's the same with being on the receiving end of it against Argentina. It's horrible when it's happening to you, but you need a little bit of that in your squad, don't you?
Yeah, massively so. Okay, well, it was an awful game.
I think we should just never talk about it or look at it ever again, really, should we?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I'll ask you a very easy question. Who do you want to win the final? Spain or Argentina?
Spain.
Viva España, baby.
Yeah. Go and fetch me some paella.
Yeah.
Come on, Spain.
Pour me a Madri and let's go.
Yeah. I've got 4 in the fridge, actually. The thing is, I'm not a massive fan of Spain either. Like, I really strongly dislike some of their players, but they have got 3 Arsenal players, so that's wings it. And also, they've got the very important fact that they don't have Emi Martinez in goal, so that's 1-0 to Spain instantly. Yeah, I think he's a really bad winner and an even worse loser. Like, yeah. He said he was interviewed, wasn't it? He said something about, and I'm sure he's just winding people up, something about like, we only ever do our talking on the pitch. We never say anything like off the pitch. And it's like, you are like, of all the world footballers, if you asked me, name somebody who just chats shit off the pitch, he would be in my top like 3 or 4 answers. What are you talking about?
Like at the end of the game as well, going back to it, I don't want to talk about it, but there was someone at the end of the game just laughing in Bellingham's face after we lost.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. It's
Yeah, I
like,
don't know how you don't
move
punch
on,
somebody.
move on.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yep.
Christ.
Shall we?
Okay.
Let's do a bigger picture World Cup stuff then, and forget that game ever existed. I wanted to ask you, Farrell, of the squad, give me 2 players who have gone up in your estimation throughout this tournament, and 2 players who have come down in your estimation.
Okay. Well, let's do the gone up first. So the first one is I'm gonna have to eat humble pie a little bit here. Is Jed Spence. And do you know what? He is really quick. And
Turns out he is fast.
that is sometimes useful when you're making a recovery run. So, yeah, I thought he did well. Who's someone else who went up in my estimation? I guess, and this sounds bad to say, but Bellingham. Bellingham has just put himself on another level now for England. Harry Kane's time is coming to an end. He'll still do the Euros, I'm sure, in the UK. But Bellingham is the next superstar to lead England forward. And I think he took himself from he was already like one of our best players to he's now untouchable as an England player. And to do that as a 23-year-old, I think is pretty special, really.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
2 going down in my estimations.
I know one of them straight away. I know who you're going to pick.
Who do you reckon?
Surely. I thought you were going to pick Reece James.
Well, absolute number 1, mate. Hit the nail on the head. So I've been, and I don't know if I've said this too much on the pod, but every single time I've seen Reece James play in this World Cup, I think he's been really poor. I think one of the best things about Reece James, and I definitely would have had him as number 1 right back coming into this World Cup for England, but you have him in there for delivery. His quality of delivery is consistently good. This tournament, his quality of delivery has been consistently terrible. And we needed that delivery way more than we got in this tournament. The second person who's gone down in my estimations, I'm torn between 2 here. I think Madueke is a candidate, but I didn't think he was great anyway.
Yeah.
So the other candidate is, unfortunately, Jordan Pickford.
I was going to say him.
He's made some really good saves in this World Cup, but he's erratic as fuck. And there was too many times where he would just shit himself when the ball's played back to him. So if you're
James Trafford is the future.
Yeah, I think it might be. What's yours?
I was going to say Pickford, but if you're having Pickford, I'll pick the other of Madueke or Pickford. Okay. Madueke primarily because I know I've seen him do better than that this last season. Like he's a Premier League winner now. I know he's hot and cold, but he has played well for Arsenal. I know he can play better than what he did at the World Cup. He'll be disappointed with it. Just the number of times he does something great, followed immediately by something I would do. Like it's too much like 9 out of 10 and then 1 out of 10. The 9 out of 10 is useless if you follow it up with a 1 out of 10. Like
100%.
It's got to be like a 6 and a 6, or you need some more consistency, especially in that position. Like because your job is beat a man, deliver the ball, or beat a man, have a shot. If you don't have the second thing, it's completely pointless beating a man and doing 1,000 step overs. And I think I've said it before. He needs like a sports psychologist, not a take-on one-on-one coach that he's got or a finishing coach. Like he needs the mental calm once he's past a man to make the right decision. I don't know whether you can learn that or whether it's something you learn like in the earlier part of your development. But so I'll go for Madueke for the going down in my estimations one. The other one, I have a slightly controversial one. Well, actually, it's probably really controversial. Once he's gone down in my estimations, I just didn't. What I saw was not as good when I thought I needed to see it. Harry Kane, like I know he took us through a few of the games, but in like the semi-final and the quarters actually against Norway,
Yeah, 2 bad games.
nothing. Like
Yeah.
no shots, no chances created. No, like I think he had a pot shot from like 30 yards against Norway. Against Argentina, absolutely zilch. He's usually really good if he's not getting involved in coming and finding the play and getting involved. And I know he had better games earlier in the tournament, but at the crunch time, and he is probably the best striker in the world, better than Haaland right now in terms of his numbers this season. To put up nothing as captain is disappointing. I'm not saying a bad tournament. I just, in the big moment when I'm expecting this, so like I would say he undelivered. So that would be slightly controversial, I guess, but I'll pick
I
Harry
get
Kane.
that. I mean, I predicted it after Norway. I was like, he played terrible, but I'm convinced he will play great against Argentina. I'm convinced he will score because Harry Kane doesn't have 2 bad games in a row. And he did. He did. Okay.
Yeah.
Give us a more positive outlook then. Who's the 2 that impressed?
Elliot Anderson would probably be my first one, mainly because I've not watched much of him in the Premier League, and I think what I thought he was, I think he is. I think he's been very solid next to Declan Rice. There's also more to his game than just like a number 6 tackling, intercepting kind of player. He can pass, he can run with the ball. He's quicker than I thought as well. I think like his recovery pace is good.
I thought he was our best player against Argentina.
Yeah, I'd put him up there as better than I thought he was. The other one is the other end of the spectrum, but I do think so. I'll pick John Stones because I thought he was done. I thought like his legs are gone. He's 35. He's finished. But I actually think when we needed him, he was pretty good. I think he made mistake. Like was it him who the ball went over for the Lautaro Martinez?
I was going to say, yeah,
winning goal.
He's been great, but
he didn't end it well.
Yeah, he made the fatal errors meant we went out of the World Cup.
I wouldn't put it all on him. I just think he did better than I thought, and that's this question. Right? It's not who's been the best player in the squad. Also, maybe an honourable mention for Anthony Gordon. After a dodgy start, he actually came into the left wing really well and contributed a lot of threat and end product. And yeah, he finished the tournament really strongly as well.
Nice. Okay, excellent. Okay then. Well, let's. I guess who would you want Arsenal to sign off the back of their performances at this World Cup?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Erling Haaland.
I've not heard of him. Is he any good?
Yeah, he's this young Norwegian lad, tall forward, quite good. Scored a bajillion goals. No, I can't. I suppose the purpose of the question is not to pick Erling Haaland or Lionel Messi. I will go for his compatriot. Is it Nusa?
Nusa, yeah. I think
Nusa.
Nusa, yeah.
Because we need a left winger, and he looked pretty handy. I'm not a fan of although they can be quite iconic. I'm not a fan of like clubs signing a player just because he had a good World Cup. But I think he did have a good World Cup. If I was going to pick a random, like a wild card, I'd go for him. Especially considering like we're obviously linked to Bradley Barcola, who looks good in patches, but like he's 120 million probably from PSG. Yeah. Someone like Nusa seems to have similar qualities and would not it would probably cost less than half of that. I think he plays for Leipzig in Bundesliga. So I'd go for him. What if you had the same thing for United, who are you picking?
Well, I'd probably go for Kone, the French midfielder.
Kone.
Yeah, I was having a look, and there are some pretty heavy reports that have come out in the last 10 hours or so that a £45 million fee is close to being agreed with.
What with United?
Yeah, because he plays for Roma at the moment.
Yeah.
If we're getting for 45 million, that is an absolute steal.
Yeah, he's young as well. He's 20 or 21? Or?
How old is he? Oh, he's 25, so he's not that young.
Is he?
Yeah, he's 25.
Where's he been?
Roma. That's where he plays.
I just said
it. So yeah, probably him.
Yeah, good shout.
Okay, are you going to watch the third place playoff final, which happens in an hour?
I am. Yeah, I am. Only because so Bev is still on holiday, It's weird. We've all been away. Me and the boys back. Bev's still there. She's meeting her family because it's her mum's birthday, so she's off. So basically, the boys are asleep, which is why I'm trying not to shout too much. And I've got the evening, if they stay asleep, to myself. I've ordered a Papa John's, which is on the way, and it'll be here in about 40 minutes, just before kick-off. And so I figured I may as well watch the game. And I'll probably just sort of have it on and be doom scrolling, to be fair. I'm absolutely... I've forgotten until you've just mentioned it that Rice and Saka are both starting that game. I'm absolutely furious about that. But yeah, I will watch it. Are you gonna watch it?
I wasn't planning to, but it depends how tired I'm feeling, I guess.
Yeah. Are you going to watch the final?
Yeah, I'm going out to watch the final. Weirdly, it's the only game, the whole thing I'm going out to watch. Waste of time.
Nice.
Okay, final question about England for the World Cup. Give us a rating out of 10 of England's World Cup.
That's a difficult one. I actually think semi-final, I'm pretty sure if you go back to our prediction episode, listener, I'm sure you've already heard it. I'm pretty sure I said semi-final. So it feels like about par. Is it boring to say a 7? There's definitely been some good stuff. But actually, no, I'm going to say 6. I'm going to say 6, which to me, if you're a Football Manager fan, you'll know that a 7.00 is like the player has had a good game, a solid game. If it's a 6 point something, I think that's a bad, or not a bad game, but underperforming on Football Manager.
I think it's a bad game,
yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to go 6. And the reason I'm going 6 is if you look at the teams we beat and played well against, good teams, not slagging them off, but they're not in that elite top tier. And the first time we get drawn against Argentina, who are current world champions, one of the teams in that top tier, we go out. And I want to see us in a knockout game beat Spain, France, Argentina, Brazil, somebody one of these elite international teams. And I think we've got the attacking players to do. I think our defence has issues. But if we had lent into the attack more and actually had more than 12% possession, we could do it. We could beat Argentina. We could be in the World Cup final tomorrow, which would be insane. So it was what I expect. Semi-final, I think, that's a decent job, which feels weird considering we're all furious at the loss. But yeah, I just want to see us beat a big team in a knockout game.
Yeah, I think it's a fairly decent assessment. Do you know, when I first thought of the question a minute ago, I was...
when it popped in my head 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, I nearly gave us an 8. Simply because I was like, semi-final, I actually predicted us to go out in the quarters because I thought we'd beat
yeah.
So I think getting to a semi-final, winning in that semi-final until the 85th minute and being that close to going to a World Cup final is pretty damn good. All the things you said are absolutely true about not playing a great team, and every time we seem to face a big team, we do seem to lose. I think I'm going to downgrade it to a 7 simply because of the way we went out.
Yeah.
In that semi-final, it just hurts.
It's damning, isn't it?
A lot that we had it there and we just did what we always do. We score, we defend, we lose. And that's frustrating.
You got to learn a lesson, right? At some point. It's happened 3 or 4 times now in relatively recent history. You got to stop doing that shit.
I know. I mean, and Blake will be fuming if we don't give him a shout out. So Blake, who's one of the listeners of the Factor 50 Football podcast, but is also my other best man for my wedding, basically went on a massive rant on our WhatsApp group, didn't he, about that. It's like, why do we do the same thing every time?
Blake's had a few beers.
Oh no, I won't say that.
I know where it's going, I think.
I was going to say, someone's recovered from cancer.
Someone's really mouthy now, he's recovered from cancer. Sorry, Blake, we're only joking.
Yeah, we're only joking. Okay, well, look, the World Cup is over tomorrow. The final will have happened, but that does mean that we can now look forward to Premier League starting.
Champion is champion.
Oh, fuck it. I'm not doing it. We're ending there.
That'll do. That's the last one.
That'll do. So yeah, we'll be continuing to pod throughout the summer, I guess. Back to our usual, probably Wednesday routine.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about transfers. We might throw in a few special episodes as we go along, all leading up to the Premier League kicking off once again, which is exciting. So please do like, subscribe, comment, share your opinions if they're nice. If they're not nice,
Well, yeah, that's going to stop people, isn't it? Only do it if you're nice.
yeah, please.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. But thank you for listening as usual, and we'll be back soon. Bye-bye.
See you on the next one.